Do you want to improve your English? Not by studying more, but by feeling the language? Not by remembering rules, but by understanding how English really sounds? Then today, don't try to learn, just listen. Because in the next few minutes, you will start thinking in English without even realizing it. Every sentence you hear, every word you follow will slowly build your confidence. And to make this journey easy, we are using a real story. The story of Rosé, a girl who lived far away from the world of K-pop in Australia. She had a soft voice, a simple life, and a dream she didn't fully understand yet. But one decision changed everything. She stepped into a new world, full of challenges, learning, and growth. And slowly, her voice reached the entire world as a member of Blackpink. So don't focus too much. Don't stop the audio. Just listen. Stay with the story and let English become natural for you. Rosé, whose real name is Roseanne Park, was born on February 11, 1997 in Auckland. At that time, no one knew that this small baby would one day become a global star. Her family later moved to Melbourne, a quiet and beautiful city where she spent most of her childhood. Life there was simple, peaceful, and normal. Rosé was not a loud child. She was quiet, gentle, and a little shy. But inside her, there was something special, a deep love for music. From a young age, she loved to sing again and again, not for fame, not for attention, but because it made her feel happy. Music was not just a hobby, it was her safe place. She started learning guitar and slowly she began to understand how music works. Sometimes she would sit alone with her guitar and sing for hours. Her voice was soft, emotional, and full of feeling. Her family noticed this, especially her father. He saw something in her, something rare, something powerful. But at that time, Rosé did not think she could become a star. For her, singing was just love, not a career, not a dream, yet. She was living a normal life, going to school, spending time with friends and enjoying small moments. But life can change very suddenly. And soon, one small decision would take her thousands of kilometers away from her home towards a completely unknown world. And that world was waiting for her in South Korea. In 2012, something unexpected happened in Rosé's life. YG Entertainment, one of the biggest music companies in Korea, announced a global audition in Australia. Many young people became excited because this was a rare chance to enter the K-pop world and follow their dreams. At that time, Rosé was not fully thinking about becoming a singer as a career. She loved music deeply, but she was still living a simple and normal life. Then her father said something that changed everything. He told her, "You should try." These simple words stayed in her mind. At first, she felt unsure and nervous. She did not believe she could succeed, especially when so many talented people would come. But slowly, she decided to give it a chance, just once, without thinking too much about the result. When she reached the audition, she saw many people waiting. Some looked confident, some were already trained, and some had strong stage presence. For a moment, she felt small and nervous. But when her turn came, she stopped overthinking. She held her guitar and started to sing. Her voice was soft, emotional, and very real. She did not try to impress anyone. She just expressed herself honestly. And sometimes that honesty creates the strongest impact. After the audition, Rosé returned home and continued her normal routine. She did not expect anything big to happen. But after some time, she received surprising news. Out of hundreds of participants, Rosé was selected. Not only selected, she ranked first. That moment changed her life completely. Now she had to make a very difficult decision. She could stay in her comfortable life with her family and friends, or she could leave everything behind and move to South Korea to begin a new and uncertain journey. It was not easy. Leaving home meant facing loneliness, pressure, and a completely new environment. But deep inside, she understood that this was a rare opportunity, something that might never come again. And slowly, with courage and hope, she decided to take that step. After making her decision, Rosé left her home in Australia and moved to Seoul. She was still very young, and for the first time, she was far away from her family in a completely new environment. Everything around her felt different. The language, the culture, the food, even the daily routine was not the same as before. At first, it was not easy to adjust. She often felt quiet and sometimes a little lonely because she could not express everything clearly in Korean. Soon, she joined YG Entertainment as a trainee. Life as a trainee was very strict. Every day she had to practice singing, dancing and performance skills for many hours. The schedule was long and the expectations were high. There were many other trainees, all working hard for the same dream. Some were very confident, some were already skilled, and the competition was strong. At times, Rosé felt pressure, and she wondered if she was good enough. But she did not give up. She continued to practice again and again, improving step by step. She listened carefully, learned from others, and slowly became more comfortable in this new life. Music became her strength again. Whenever she felt tired or unsure, she returned to singing, just like she did in her childhood. That helped her stay focused and calm. Days turned into months and months into years. The journey was not fast and success did not come easily. But with patience, hard work and belief, Rosé was slowly becoming stronger, not only as an artist but also as a person. As time passed, Rosé's life became fully focused on training. Inside YG Entertainment, every day followed a strict routine. Long hours of practice, constant evaluation, and very little rest. She worked on her singing, trying to make her voice stronger and more stable. She also practiced dancing, even though it was not easy for her at first. Sometimes her body felt tired, but she continued because she knew improvement takes time. There were regular monthly evaluations where trainees had to perform in front of judges. These moments were stressful because one small mistake could affect their progress. Rosé felt nervous before these evaluations, but she always tried to stay calm and do her best. During these years, she slowly found her own style. Her voice became more unique, more emotional, and more controlled. She was not trying to be like others, she was learning to be herself. There were still difficult days, days when she missed her family, and days when she questioned herself. But she did not go back, she did not quit. Instead, she kept moving forward, step by step. Her journey was not fast, and nothing was guaranteed. But quietly, without making noise, Rosé was becoming ready for something much bigger. After years of training, a new feeling started to grow inside YG Entertainment. There were quiet talks about a new girl group, but nothing was clear. Many trainees were waiting, hoping, but no one knew who would be chosen. Rosé also felt this uncertainty. She had worked hard for years, but there was still no guarantee. Every practice, every evaluation felt important now. She knew that even one small mistake could change everything. During this time, she trained closely with other talented trainees, including Jennie, Jisoo, and Lisa. Each of them had a different strength, a different personality, but they all shared the same dream: to debut. The atmosphere was serious but also supportive. They practiced together, learned from each other, and slowly built a connection. At the same time, they all understood that only a few would be selected. Days passed with quiet tension. Sometimes Rosé felt hope, and sometimes she felt doubt. She wondered if all her effort would finally lead to something, or if she would have to start again. But even in this uncertainty, she did not lose focus. She continued to improve her voice, her expression, and her confidence. She wanted to be ready no matter what happened. Then slowly, the company began making final decisions. The group started to take shape, and one by one, the members were chosen. Rosé was selected. After all those years of waiting, hard work, and quiet struggle, her moment had finally arrived. But along with happiness, there was also a new feeling: responsibility. Now, she was no longer just a trainee. She was preparing to stand in front of the world. In 2016, after years of training, Rosé finally stepped into the public world. She debuted as a member of Blackpink under YG Entertainment with their first songs Whistle and Boombaya. This was a completely new experience for her. For the first time, she was standing on stage in front of cameras, lights, and a global audience. Everything felt fast, exciting, and a little overwhelming. But when she started to sing, something changed. Her voice was clear, emotional, and powerful. People immediately noticed her unique tone and the way she expressed feelings through music. The group received strong attention from the beginning. Their songs became popular and their performances were talked about everywhere. Very quickly, they were no longer just a new group, they were rising stars. For Rosé, this moment was special. All those years of practice, all the quiet struggles were now turning into real results. She was finally living the dream she once did not even imagine. Still, she stayed focused. She continued to work hard, improve her skills, and give her best in every performance. Because she knew this was only the beginning, and a much bigger journey was waiting ahead. After their debut, life changed very quickly for Rosé and Blackpink. Their songs were loved by many people, not only in Korea but around the world. They started performing on big stages, meeting international fans, and traveling to different countries. For Rosé, this was exciting but also challenging. The schedule became very busy with concerts, recordings, interviews, and constant practice. There was very little time to rest and a lot of pressure to always perform well. As the group became more popular, expectations also became higher. People were watching closely and every performance mattered. Sometimes Rosé felt tired and sometimes she felt pressure, but she continued to give her best. Even in these busy moments, she stayed connected to music. She kept working on her voice, trying to improve her expression and make every performance more meaningful. There were also emotional moments, standing on stage, hearing fans sing along, and realizing how far she had come. From a quiet girl with a guitar to a global artist performing in front of thousands of people. But with fame came responsibility. She understood that success was not only about reaching the top, but also about staying strong and continuing to grow. And slowly, Rosé was not just becoming more famous, she was becoming more confident and more sure of herself. As Rosé continued her journey with Blackpink, a new thought slowly grew inside her. She was already successful as part of a group, but deep inside, she wanted to understand herself more as an individual artist. She began to think about her own voice, not just how it sounds, but what it feels like. She asked herself what kind of music truly represents her, what emotions she wants to share, and how she can connect with people in a deeper way. During this time, she spent more quiet moments in the studio. She listened to different styles of music, practiced her vocals carefully, and paid attention to small details like tone, feeling, and expression. For Rosé, music was never just about singing correctly, it was about making people feel something real. Then came an important step, her solo debut. In 2021, she released her album R, with songs like On the Ground and Gone. These songs were different. They were more personal, more honest, and closer to her true self. Through On the Ground, she expressed her thoughts about success, dreams, and what truly matters in life. Through Gone, she showed a softer, more emotional side, telling a story of loss and feeling. People around the world connected with these songs. They could feel her sincerity and her unique style. It was no longer just about being part of a famous group, it was about her own voice, her own story. This moment changed something inside her. She became more confident, not only as a performer, but as an artist who understands herself. And slowly, Rosé was no longer searching for her identity, she was creating it. As Rosé's career continued to grow, her world became much bigger. With success came constant attention, busy schedules, and high expectations. Every performance, every appearance was watched by millions of people. Her days were filled with concerts, recordings, travel, and very little rest. Sometimes her body felt tired and her mind felt heavy. There were moments when she needed quiet, but the world around her kept moving fast. With this, pressure also increased. People expected her to always be perfect, to always give her best. At times, she questioned herself and felt the weight of responsibility. But instead of stepping back, Rosé learned how to face it. She started to understand that pressure is a part of growth. Slowly, she became stronger, calmer, and more focused. Even in this busy life, she did not lose her connection with music. She continued to sing with honesty, just like she did in her early days. That simple connection helped her stay real. At the same time, her journey reached a wider audience. She began exploring new sounds, new styles, and new opportunities beyond her group. One important moment was her collaboration on the song APT with Bruno Mars. This brought her voice to an even larger global audience and showed a new side of her as an artist. Through experiences like this, she was not just growing in popularity, she was growing in confidence. She was learning how to carry herself, how to express herself, and how to move forward without losing who she is. Her journey was no longer only about reaching success, it was about understanding herself and staying true in a fast-changing world. And step by step, Rosé was becoming not just a star, but a complete artist with her own identity. Rosé's journey, from a quiet girl in Australia to a global artist in Blackpink, is not just a success story, it is also a learning journey, just like yours. She did not become confident in one day. She improved slowly by repeating, practicing, and believing in herself. In the same way, your English will not become perfect instantly. It will grow step by step with time and patience. Think about how she trained every day, even when it was difficult. You can do the same with English. Listen daily, even if you understand only a little. That small understanding will slowly become bigger. When Rosé moved to South Korea, she was not fully comfortable with the language and environment, but she did not stop. She adjusted, learned, and improved. In the same way, you don't need to understand everything at once. Just stay consistent. Also notice how she used music to express her feelings. You can use English in the same way. Don't be afraid to speak, even if it is not perfect. Expression is more important than perfection. And the most important lesson is confidence. Rosé did not start as a confident person, but through practice and experience, she built it. Your confidence in English will also grow, the more you listen and the more you try. So from today, don't focus on difficult rules. Don't worry about mistakes. Just listen, again and again. Because every time you listen, you understand more. Every time you understand, you feel more confident. And slowly, English will not feel like a subject. It will feel natural. Just like this story, your journey has already started.